Renegade Immortal Episode 125. In the previous episode, Wang Lin followed the traces of 3 different intruders who had entered the ancient loft before him. One was a master of the 18 Plum Blossom Restrictions, taking only treasures worthy of his skill. The other 2, far less refined, broke what they could and left behind scattered clues. By tracking their paths, Wang Lin reached a secluded pavilion guarded by a vast and ever-shifting restriction, one that held tens of thousands of variations. Realizing this formation was the heart of the surrounding defenses, he spent months studying its patterns, pushing his understanding of restrictions to a new level and breaking past his limit. Finally, with calm precision, he stepped into the formation's perimeter, carefully advancing step by step according to his deductions. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. After 60 feet, Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. He didn't continue forward but took 3 steps back. Then he stepped to the side for 9 steps, took another 3 steps back, and then went straight ahead once more. Every motion was deliberate. Each step had been calculated, memorized, and practiced countless times in his mind. This was not a journey of trial and error. It was a path he had already walked within his thoughts. Every possibility, every hidden danger of the restriction, existed in his memory. He moved calmly because he had confidence. Wang Lin knew that one wrong step here would not simply injure him, it could destroy his very soul. The first 60 feet had been manageable, but beyond that, the power of the celestial restriction grew unimaginably deadly. Still, within every celestial restriction, there existed what cultivators called the path of safety, a narrow, shifting route that allowed one to move through danger unscathed. The difficulty was that this safe path was never still, it constantly changed its position. For 2 long months, Wang Lin had studied the changes of this restriction and traced the movement of the safe path. Each time he advanced, he followed its unseen rhythm. That was why he had moved in a circle, to keep himself 1 step away from disaster. Now standing at 70 feet, he paused, calculating once more, then suddenly stepped forward, 10 feet in one stride. His foot landed precisely on the moving thread of safety. Without stopping, he took another step, crossing another 10 feet in an instant. But as soon as he landed, his expression changed. Something had gone wrong. Without hesitation, he shifted half a step to the left. In that same moment, a roaring black tornado appeared where he had just been standing. Violent wind erupted out of thin air, laced with streaks of black lightning that slithered through the storm like dragons. The force within that 10-foot space was apocalyptic. A single touch would have annihilated even an ascendant cultivator. The tornado raged, shredding the air and lighting the ground with destructive energy. Yet, inside it, Wang Lin continued to move, calm, precise, threading through the flashes of lightning with terrifying accuracy. Each step landed exactly on the invisible safe path. A single misstep here would mean instant death. This was no miscalculation. The restriction had suddenly reversed its operation. 10 breaths of time later, the tornado vanished, leaving no trace behind. The air fell still once again. Wang Lin wasted no time. His body flashed forward, crossing the last 10 feet and landing safely within the pavilion. Sweat covered his forehead, but his eyes were calm. He had made it. As soon as he entered, the ground around him, 100 feet in all directions, lit up with a bright light. The deadly illusions dissolved, revealing a tranquil scene. A fake mountain rose in the distance, surrounded by soft green grass and a bamboo grove that seemed to merge with the one outside. It felt as though he had stepped from the gates of death into paradise. Then, from the empty air, a calm voice echoed. Breaking a restriction gives you the qualification to temporarily own this cave. As long as you don't die, no one else can enter. A golden light streaked toward him, stopping in front of his chest. It was a crystal token, no larger than his finger, glowing with 7-colored light. This is the cave token. Hold this token and you can enter the cave. Wang Lin took a deep breath, grasping the token carefully before turning his gaze toward the pavilion's interior. Every stone table and chair within was protected by its own restriction. They couldn't be touched carelessly. But compared to the outer restriction, these inner ones were far weaker. His attention was immediately drawn to a wine jug sitting on the round stone table. It was simple yet ancient, radiating a faint spiritual light. After a moment of calculation, he formed a seal with his hand and pointed toward it. A ripple of energy appeared 3 inches from the jug, like water disturbed by a breeze. He flicked his finger once, sending another ripple through it, then quickly shot out a faint illusionary seal that landed upon the wave. The ripple began to boil, forming a swirling vortex that expanded outward until a small circular void appeared. Without hesitation, Wang Lin's hand darted through the vortex, grabbed the jug, and pulled it back before the ripple closed and vanished completely. The jug was heavy. His expression brightened. That weight meant it wasn't empty. He carefully opened the lid, and instantly, a refreshing, intoxicating fragrance filled the air. Inside the jug, at the very bottom, there were only 10 drops of wine. Only 10 drops, Wang Lin murmured, but this is no ordinary wine. It must be celestial wine. He hesitated for a long moment. Then, gritting his teeth, he poured out a single drop and swallowed it. The moment it touched his tongue, his body flared red. A torrent of celestial spiritual energy erupted inside him, spreading through his meridians like a flood. The energy was pure, powerful, and vast beyond imagination. A wave of dizziness struck him. The warmth in his body grew stronger, and the tipsy feeling deepened. His vision blurred, his eyes turned unfocused. Then, before he realized it, his body swayed, and he collapsed sideways, falling into a deep, deep sleep. Time began to flow. 3 months passed, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year. For an entire year, Wang Lin did not awaken. Gentle snores echoed from his resting form, the first real sleep he had taken in centuries of cultivation. While he slept, the celestial spiritual energy within him grew denser and denser, circulating on its own. The rate of his progress was so astonishing that even the all-seer himself would have been shocked to witness it. When the energy within his body reached its limit, the demon crystal in his dantian suddenly shattered. Dark demonic energy surged out, but it was instantly devoured by the celestial energy. Purified and merged into his body. The celestial spiritual energy overflowed from his form, seeping into the surroundings until the entire 100-foot area became thick with celestial essence. A year later, Wang Lin stirred. His eyelids fluttered open, and he let out a faint burp that smelled of wine. For a brief moment, confusion clouded his eyes, but clarity soon returned. He stood up immediately, alert, scanning his surroundings. The jug was still in his hand. He frowned slightly, remembering only that after drinking the wine, his body had been overwhelmed by celestial energy, then everything had gone black. Quickly, he examined himself, and his expression changed to utter disbelief. The celestial spiritual energy within my body, it's already beyond the peak of the late stage of soul transformation, he whispered. I'm only a step away from preparing for the ascendant trial. He looked down at the wine jug in awe. What kind of wine is this? Carefully, he placed the jug into his bag of holding, then, thinking again, pulled it back out, wrapped it in layers of restrictions, and sealed it tightly before storing it once more. His excitement burned. I must completely explore this place. There's no telling what other treasures lie here. But after that excitement came a trace of fear. If my domain had already reached the ascendant level before I drank the wine. He muttered, I might have begun a breakthrough while unconscious. Without the ascendant crystal Zhou Yi gave me, I could have failed, and died without even knowing. The thought made him shiver. Then, slowly, a confident smile spread across his face. With my current cultivation, no one at the soul transformation stage can match me. Once my domain reaches ascendant level, I'll come back here to complete my breakthrough. This cave is hidden better than any secret realm. It's the perfect place to ascend. He chuckled softly. Everything truly depends on fate. Without this accidental discovery, even with celestial jades, it would have taken me years to reach this level. Perhaps this is what mortals call a fortuitous encounter. Feeling refreshed and in high spirits, Wang Lin looked around the pavilion one last time. Then something caught his eye, deep within the bamboo grove. A faint outline of a wooden fence peeked through the leaves. Upon closer inspection, it resembled part of a courtyard. almost like the remains of a mortal temple hidden behind the bamboo. Strange, Wang Lin murmured. I didn't notice that before. There seems to be another loft here. After a moment's thought, he decided not to investigate yet. Instead, he took out the crystal token, infused his divine sense into it, and as waves of light surrounded his body, his figure slowly disappeared from the cave. In this episode, we saw Wang Lin carefully navigating through the deadly celestial restriction, where a single wrong step could mean certain death. Using his precise calculations and calm mind, he skillfully found the ever-moving path of safety and finally reached the pavilion. Inside, he discovered a mysterious celestial wine jug containing only 10 drops of wine. After drinking just 1 drop, an overwhelming wave of celestial spiritual energy surged through his body, causing him to fall into a deep sleep that lasted for an entire year. When he finally woke up, Wang Lin found that his cultivation had skyrocketed, reaching the very peak of the soul transformation stage, only a step away from preparing for the ascendant trial. Realizing how fortunate this encounter was, he decided to explore the cave further, his mind filled with curiosity and determination. What happens next? Stay tuned for the next episode of Renegade Immortal. If you enjoyed this episode or found it interesting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get notified about the newest episodes of Wang Lin's journey. Thank you for watching, and see you all in the next video.